Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Rafael Tavares, talking to you from Apple Bites. Yes, this is Apple Bites, and I know you're wondering, where is Les? Well, at this moment, Les is watching Spider-Man. And so far, about 4 Apple Bites have watched Spider-Man, and all 4 have approved. So get yourself out there and watch Spider-Man. I've been hearing good things about it. And of course, we had a little hiccup there in the beginning with the opening. I'm still getting used to it. So, hey, what are you going to do? And with that, I will say it is time to bring in our guest and get to talking about comics and Kickstarters and all that goody, goody, nudie, goody stuff. And here he is, Mark May.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Good to have you on board. I see your Kickstarter has already funded, which is a great thing. But of course, more money is good because it helps bring the books to fruition.
Absolutely agreed, man. I'm going to be pushing this thing for the next, I think it's 21 days is what we got, or it might be 24. So January 13th is when this thing ends, and I plan on just absolutely pushing this thing every day that I can possibly push it. So
As you should. So tell the audience who you are, what you do, what's going on, all that nitty gritty good stuff.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mark May. I'm the creator of Hellbringers. Hellbringers a card game. Hellbringers a comic. If you haven't heard of Hellbringers, it started back in 2015. The first concept painting I actually did in 2008, 2009. And it's funny, as we were moving this weekend, I found that painting and I was just sitting there thinking, oh my God, everything stemmed from this. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. You're looking at, what is this? Fan Expo Denver. Yeah, I went to Fan Expo Denver this year. That was a great show. They put on a good show out there, a bunch of good people. Kevin Boyd, I think he puts those shows on out there. All of those Fan Expo shows are good stuff. So you get a chance while you're across the country this year. I think they own the most shows out there in the world right now. So check them out.
I think you're right. I do see Fan Expo everywhere.
So back to the Hellbringers. It started in The Art of Mark May, Volume 1, as a 6-page little story. It had a little cover in there, plus 5 pages of interiors.
Right.
And that story actually connects Hellpug and Valac, which came out in April of this year, to Hellbringers: A Sacred Heart, which we launched with Chad Harden back in August of last year.
Right.
And it's been an incredible journey since then, because we've done 5 books actually, and you guys don't even know this, but it's actually 6, because there's one that's coming after this one that I've already actually got almost all the pencils for. So I mean, when we do a book, we usually like to have it done before we even go to Kickstarter, at least half. But right now, I'm sitting on 2 books that's almost done. And in this Valac book, we actually give you over 30 pages of story with no ads. So it's gonna be one of those books that it's two books in one. First off, it's Valac: The Sorcerers' Revenge, that has all the stories are written and created by me, and then Brett Okamura does the interior artwork. One of the former Hellbringers card artists from sets 2 and 3. He's an incredible artist, amazing guy. If you don't know, a lot of the people that are on this current Kickstarter for Valac, a lot of them are from the same place in Hawaii, which is it's really crazy to think. But I met all these guys while I was at Amazing Comic-Con Hawaii, the Jimmy J show, which is one of the best shows out there. Period.
I was wondering how that ended up, because I was looking at it myself and going, wait a minute, that's from Hawaii. They're from Hawaii. What going? This book looks real Hawaiian, bro.
Right, because I'm from Colorado, so
That's even makes it a bigger leap.
right. So a lot of people are like, "What the heck is going on here? What's the Hawaiian connection?" Well, that's actually it. I met these guys, and I loved every single one of them, and the work ethic that a couple of them have shown me actually convinced me to want to do these books.
Right.
And Valac is a Hawaiian character. So that's the other thing. We wanted to tell the origin story of Valac, who was in Hellbringers: The Ties That Bind Us, which was our last campaign before the big Hellbringers book this past summer.
Right.
And we found a voice for the character, and we found a way to make him extremely relevant, not just as a side character, but maybe as somebody that might take the throne of hell in the end. You know what I mean? Because the best part of the story is nobody knows what's going to happen at the end of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we intro all these characters that you're like, could that person be the person that takes it at the end? That person be the person that takes it at the end? And then the people so far that you're like, oh, this is for sure, you guys have no idea what's coming. You know what I mean? Like that's the best part about Hellbringers is I've shown you so much already. We've developed so many stories for these characters.
Right.
And I mean, really develop the character. And you don't know when it's going to die. You know what I mean? So we could have your favorite character out there, and you're like, yeah, we're pulling for this one. That's the reason I've been buying the books. Next week, I get a message like, what the fuck? What are you doing? You know, I hate your favorite character. So I'm like, yeah, man, well, you know, it's not exactly a story about happy endings. You know what I mean? So the moment that we start kind of like realizing that, the better off I think we'll all be reading the story, especially when it gets to the end. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the intro for Hellbringers. We've got the book that we did with Chad came was it 6 years later? 6 years later, but in between we had Hellbringers, the card game,
right,
which introed 150 characters within 3 sets, and guys, we've got like half the board built already. So I've been a busy man, my friend. On this campaign, you have the campaign screen built or brought up right now. If you scroll down just a little bit.
Hold on, I will.
Yes, sir. There is a video right there. That one right there. That video, ladies and gentlemen, I actually wrote this song. This is King Marino, the Valac video. So we've actually made 6 songs now that I own the right to the music to, and I've wrote a few of the songs, and then we've given them to certain performers and artists to make. So it's not just
Mark, I'm getting a little static there.
Oh, sorry. It's not just art that we're making. It's not just comics. It's music. It's it's productions like these little movies. We try to make our comics into the biggest production we can make it, to make it feel like a cinema launch.
Right.
And when you get on there and you look at the Kickstarter, you can tell how much pride we put into just telling you what the story looks like, how to present the story. Man, I mean, I'll sit there and make a video for 8 hours just so people can see, like, the video, and if they love it, at least they'll like listen to the music while they're reading the comic, or they'll have the feel for what I feel in my heart when I hear the music, and compare it to the book. And that's Adrian von Ziegler, by the way, who gave us special permission to use his music. He's one of the biggest composers in the world.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't get any bigger, and I've been super lucky to work with all the talent we've worked with so far. And talking about the talent we were talking about from Hawaii, Unvu, Brett Okamura. Yeah, I mean, those two right there. Let's just talk about and start with them for a second, because they're the main superstars of the show right now. To do interior artwork and storytelling is one of the hardest things you can possibly do as an artist. There's a reason I don't do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
To be able to sit there and do a pinup, to have a cover where I draw a pinup girl, is one of the easiest things I can do art-wise. Right. And that's why I excel at that over anything else I can do. And honestly, that's not pushing myself, but I do push these guys to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And looking at On's art right here, this isn't something she typically does. I gave her a style, an actual style of art, and I said, you should try it this way and see what you do. And she did.
That's amazing.
and
That,
she
that
didn't.
alone,
She
yeah.
had never done that before.
That's coming out of your comfort zone.
It's and as an artist, you don't typically take a job like that. I know I wouldn't. You know what I mean? But the cool thing about her is she wants to learn. She wants to reach out. She wants to see what she can do. And then not only that, but she promotes her own work. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The coolest things that I've ever seen an artist do. Because on the flip side of this, if you hire an artist, especially a big time artist, and sometimes they won't promote their own work,
Right.
even if you paid them a bajillion dollars. You know what I mean? And you're like, man, not only do I just need you to share this a couple times, just for our Kickstarter, just to help me for hiring you, but also for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, take pride in your own work. And guess what? On is the spitting example of what you'd want as a publisher. And that's what she does. She literally goes out there promoting this. I've seen her like 2 or 3 times now on live shows promoting this Kickstarter. That's insane. That's unheard of,
That is.
honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she goes out and talks to comic stores in the area.
Shares help everyone involved. See, Son of Saint is saying it. Shares help everyone involved. They're both Andrew and Son of Saint are agreeing that the book looks amazing.
Yeah, we're looking at Bushi right now. And guys, if you don't know the translation on that, that means samurai otter. And trust me, we will get to that in the coming books. If we have a sequel to this, you will see that this probably does not end on these pages. So,
Right.
Onioka is one of the characters in the universe. Onioka is somebody that will translate from Shiro, who's actually the character that's fighting Saki here. So it's going to be one of these books.
You're getting even choppier now with the mic.
Can you guys hear me better now?
Yeah.
A little better?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We are working with a PlayStation mic right now on my cell phone.
That is much better. There you go.
Yeah. I got to tell you guys, I am. We just set up the internet, so I had just moved in, so to our place today. So that's probably why we're not our typical studio stuff. So, I got to tell you, I've never seen anybody that promotes like on Brett.
She is an amazing promoter. You know, even when it's just something simple that she's doing for the project, she just goes all out. She's like us here. We believe in people who have a passion for a project and they want to get their stuff out there. You know, and I can see you're very passionate over this. You've actually worked these books to make them to where you want to go, and you know that's commendable.
Well, thank you, brother. I'm not going to lie to you. Before we even wrote the script, before I even gave it to her, it took me about a month and a half to write it because, and I was a little late on it. But I mean, to tell you the truth, I wanted to research what I was doing, what I was talking about, so I would have an idea.
Right.
I love history. I love it. And when you read Hellbringer's books, you're like, oh my God. Like if you know anything about history, you're going to be like, I know a little bit about this and it correlates. And then you're going to be like, oh my God. And here comes Mark's philosophies. And then boom. And then you're like, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into here? You know what I mean? But before then, it's too late. So I might change your thinking a little bit as you're reading these books. Like, and they say that, you know, you want to at least experience something while you're reading a book like this. Like, it's going to be dramatic. It's going to have an effect, and hopefully it doesn't mess with your mind too much. But if it does a little bit, you're welcome because at least you're getting entertained. You know what I mean?
No,
but
and it's always great when you actually can marry two different things that people think shouldn't belong together, like something like history and comic books, which you know I always believe it's to me history and comic books make total sense.
Oh, absolutely. Did you ever read the classics illustrated from back in the day?
Oh, yes, definitely. That's what got me into history and comics. They were fantastic. I still have a couple of them back here somewhere.
Those were good books.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember distinctly reading like a children's book back in the day where like the devil and like Jesus were like fighting on this hill, right?
Yeah.
And it always I don't know, like it always like resonated in my mind, like what happens like after this? Like
Exactly. Yeah.
you just punch him
I
in the
want to know
face and
more.
then that's it.
Uh-huh. And that's exactly what it is. I want to know more. I want to know what's going on. I want to, and it was always interesting to see history through those little comics that were put
Can you
together.
hear me okay?
Oh yeah, you sound great. And it was great to hear. I
Oh,
mean,
I
to
can't hear
see.
him.
Oh, you lost me again. Well, as Mark is working on his thing over there, what we'll do is
Mike.
we'll play the video.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. We'll play the video.
Yo, can you can hear me now?
Woo! It's still playing back there. Hold on. There we go.
There it
Can
is.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me
Yeah, I
good?
figured I was going to take advantage of the fact that you couldn't hear and play the video.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll never shut up, dude. Just so everybody out there knows in TV land, I will never shut up. I did a 4-hour marathon one time just by myself. Yeah.
That's the way to do it, bro. And by yourself, people think it's easy, but it's not easy filling in all that
It's
time by
way
yourself.
harder, man.
When you have
Way
something
harder.
to play off of, it's so fantastic. When you're by yourself,
Oh, so hard, dude. So where was I, my friend?
we were discussing the talents of Anvu and how the passion of these people and how these projects are just pulling together.
So when I met all these guys, I really liked them. First off, I won't work with anybody that I don't like. That's usually numero uno. You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't matter professionally how great they are. It's just, how was it when we met? You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things.
Exactly.
So I always remember. You know what I mean? But the reason I bring it up is because Brett's attitude, his fearless attitude, there's no other way to put it, man. You're talking about a guy that was doing cards for me, not exactly interiors for other comics he has before, but not a lot. So to give him the opportunity to do it when we had before Rich Bonk, we also had Corey Hampshire,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ron Charles Williams. And you sit here and you think about these huge names that have done interiors for Hellbringers books. And then here comes Brett, like just wanting to do this. Like, I think he's done one book prior to this, and he's like, man, just give me the chance. You know what I mean? Let's do this. And let me tell you, dude, I was burnt out. At the time, we had just put out more Kickstarters than, like Lady Death does for a year.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
that's a lot of stuff, yeah.
That's just a number that you usually don't hear of. Six in 1 year from a year span is really what it came down to. But, or was it 5? It might have been 5. 6 now.
Either way,
but either way, 6 now, and we got the 7th coming up, and we had a card game come out in between as well. But the reason,
busy.
Yeah, I've been busy, my friend. But the reason I bring it up is because that if you do something like that, you continuously work, and you don't have time for anything else.
Right.
It starts to kill you.
It does.
But you don't get time for anything else. But if you want to, stay on pace and do it like this is the only way you can do it. Like, you have to constantly keep in your head, like, the creative thoughts of the next book. Because if you don't, you're going to lose the thoughts of what you're doing. Exactly. And so when Brett, finally convinced me to do it, even though I was burnt out and I was like, dude, I don't want to do another fucking book. I don't, you know what I mean? Not right now. I was like, man, this guy deserves a chance. He does, because he's been begging, and he fucking deserved it, man. And there was no other way to put it. Like, it's not about how big your name is. It's about how much you want to work, but it's also about, can I trust you?
Exactly.
And I feel like I can trust that guy. And I gave him a deadline, and let me tell you about my deadlines. My deadlines are not super hard deadlines, my friend. So, like, I know where I am on the totem pole. Just get it to me when you can get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Brett absolutely killed it. That image I sent you earlier of all the covers. Do you have that one by chance?
Let's see. You can keep talking when I look for it.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of which, that image right there in front of you, that is the pinup image from Hellbringers: The Ties That Bind Us that started mine and Brett Okamura's road to Valac, actually. Right. Because when I saw this pinup, I was like, dude, you have excelled in your talent from the time that you met me to right now. You know what I mean? Because his art, dude, I'm gonna be straight with you. Like, it was good. Now it's great. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, yeah.
And we worked hours on some of the covers, just back and forth, which I don't have a problem with. Like, I know some publishers are like, dude, don't message me until this shit is fucking done. You know what I mean? But I'm not like that. Like, so we back and forth all day, every day for, like, I don't know, 3-4 months now. And I got no problem with it, man. Like, I would rather have something like that. And I mean, speaking of which, John J. Murakami's cover.
Right.
You want to talk about somebody that put some effort in, man? Look at that cover. Like, he put almost every single Hellbringers card character on the cover, but he would message me in segments for 3 weeks, and we would do like little improvs of the scenes together, and he'd ask me, he's like, man, what do you want these guys doing? And guess what? Never had a blank answer. I never had a blank answer for it. I told him every time. I was like, man, I was like, this person should be doing this. This person should be doing this. But then I was like, you know what? If you feel like you got a funny scene that you can add to this, let me know. And he would. And I'd be like, damn, that's perfect. Because he'd read the back of the cards. The back of the cards have the stories for almost everybody. So if you haven't played the card game, huh?
That's a way to do it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Give a card game that actually gives your story together and go, hey, I want to read more about this.
Exactly. And that card game has been out since 2017, 3 years before we ever did the comic, or actually 4 years before we ever did the comic with Chad Hardin.
Wow.
So think about that for a second. We've had all these characters and all this story out for all of this time, brother. And we are just now getting into the first deck of cards. And we aren't even halfway through the story yet.
That tells you a little bit, though, of gives you a little insight into the creator's mind. Because I know sometimes people go, oh, you know, they're probably just dealing with this and this here, but this shows you that sometimes you're in a place where you see the complete expanded universe. You know where the story is going. You know, it's not just what you're seeing at the moment. There's more to it.
I'm doing it a little different than what everybody else has probably done. You know what I mean? Exactly. And not just in this way, but in a few ways. But you know, the thing is I like to say this, man, like you make your own opportunities. Like when somebody else won't give you one, you make your own fucking opportunity. You don't go away and die.
Do that now.
Yeah. You don't go away and die. This is a spitting example right here, guys. If you got creative talent, if you've got something in you, you go fucking do it right now yourself. Completely. And show them you can do it yourself. And then they'll want to hire you. You know what I mean?
You know, like we like to say here, when people see that passion, you know, that really deep passion of what you want to do, what you do, that love for what you're doing, you know, people want to support it. People want to have a part of that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I always tell people all the time, yeah, this is my book right here, but get them in front of me first. Exactly. You know what I mean? Let's talk. Let's talk. Like, this is our first time talking right now. I know you want to read a Hellbringer's book already from the first 28 minutes. You understand what I'm saying?
You said weave the history into it. I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm a big history buff. I love history, and I love books that actually can work that weave of the web. People think it's easy to take history and weave it into something else. It's not that simple.
It's not. We in the bigger picture, here's the thing, is we almost weave all the stories into one story. So and that's the thing, is that there's so many historical stories to be told that have not been told, that are based on true stories, just like Bushi Kawaso, that is based on an actual true story, guys. This was the Shimbura Rebellion. Like, and here's the thing, is Shiro is a Catholic. He's a 15-year-old kid, but he was the leader of a Catholic rebellion, guys, against the Tokugawa shogunate. And at the time, the daimyo of the area actually ends up being beheaded by the shogun because he let this rebellion happen. So in the end, the bad guy kind of gets killed. Not in the book, but I'm talking actual historical reference, ladies and gentlemen. So we didn't actually put that in the book. I'm just telling you guys. But what ends up happening is, you know, once these guys start talking to these Portuguese traders, and these Portuguese traders have these preachers, basically, that preach Catholicism, and you're going to hell if you don't, you know, fucking believe in God. So the moment they start to preach that, well, any sane human being is like, well, I don't want to fucking go to hell. I think I'll believe in God. You know what I mean? So it's one of those, like, it affected this kid so much that he became passionate about it, and he started telling other people, and they joined his cause. And, you know, they were willing to fight and die with professional warriors, because that's what samurai were professional warriors. And, you know, servants to their master. And here's the thing, is our main character here, he's the greatest swordsman of all time.
Right.
And it's known fact. Everybody knows who this guy is. So when when this story comes about, it's actually almost later in his life, not super later, but like, 40s, 50s.
Mhm.
And he's basically just this celebrity who travels with the shogun, basically. And he's a celebrity swordsman, and as a dual artist, he was undefeated, really. You know what I mean? So you start to think about a warrior, celebrity warrior who can't be beaten, who's the symbol of everything heroic to these
Yeah.
people, going against everything they think is bad, which is Catholicism at this point, Christianity, God, right? And it really creates an inner struggle
Right.
in a story because you don't know who to go for, depending on how you grew up in this. Because here's the thing, we have tons of diversity in our books,
Right.
but I am telling it from a Scottish, Irish, Christian point of view.
Right.
Why? I don't know why, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea.
I like that. Why? I don't know why.
But here's the thing: is it is being told from that story vantage point. So I
Right.
hear stuff all the time. Why is this music being, done like this if it's a Hawaiian story? Well, here's the truth, guys. This story is being presented from the hell standpoint. So everything still adds back to hell.
Yep.
And in this hell, you hear this kind of music.
There
Okay.
you go.
So there you go.
Simple as
And
that, yeah.
I got all the answers for all your questions, folks. You know what I mean? But
You have some amazing covers here, man.
we do.
I was like pleasantly surprised at how beautiful these things are.
We're talking about top left with Envu there. Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann at the middle top.
And
then
it looks like they stepped out of their box too with that one, yeah.
They did. Let me tell you, they did, sir. They did. And Steph will tell you too. And he'll tell you for the rest of his life, I promise.
Yeah, he will.
He knows, guy. It's like, Steph, I want Christmas lights on the trees. He's like, what about these little lights? And I was like, no, but it works. Whatever. Jesus Christ. Love you, Steph.
It's funny though, because when he goes out of the box, he usually knocks it out of the box.
Well, what's funny is he always tells me all the time, especially when we were working together earlier. He's like, man, I love working with you. You're my favorite publisher to work with. He's like, you always take me out of the box and all my covers look great. Now, if I try to do it with him, he's a fucking superstar. You know what I'm saying? Jesus, Steph. Love you, buddy. And Carrie is such a great color artist. Doesn't get enough credit. Just absolutely nails it every time she colors his stuff, man. Anybody else out there, you guys should check her out and see if you can use her for some coloring projects.
Yeah,
because I think she'd kill it.
Fantastic, yeah.
And Steph's your guy as far as covers go, as far as his base of fans too. You can't beat it.
They're voracious. His fans,
they're great. They're great. And here's the other thing: is they're nice.
Yeah.
So there's a cover at the middle right there. That is Stephen Pulava's cover. Stephen is actually a Hawaiian guy that lives in Denver. Okay.
Wait, what?
Uh-oh. We're breaking up again.
I can't even say that I should be too shocked because I know a couple of Hawaiian friends that did live out there in Denver for a while. So,
oh, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? No,
nope.
You can't hear me. Well, stuff fixes that. I'll do
play the next video.
There we go. I'll play
the Bushi Kawase video on YouTube. Go to Silent Mayhem Productions on YouTube. Play the video. I gotta leave so I can.
Okay, guys. So here we go. I'm gonna go over here and I will share right off the Kickstarter because he has a video here. There we go, and we'll play.
Valac's woman was taken from him by Samoan guards who caught her out there breaking capo laws, beaten and left for dead. While they took her, he started asking the gods for strength and they gave him the hookup. He took that power and slayed the gods and got his woman. The only problem was he couldn't control it and slayed his woman. The time passed, then he entered into a tournament against Kimono, the great white shark. He took his soul-sucking powers and came out with the win. The tournament designed to go and find the best of men, the best soldier to recommend to the gods. Power building a soldier to go and do his bidding. Valac talking to the god at the top of a volcano lava rush. He gets the power, then he start bluffing, and instead of helping Power seize Hawaiian islands, he goes and throws himself into the fire so he may never hurt another soul. He once bargained for the power, now he letting go. After jumping in the fire, hell the only place to go. He became the sorcerer of all sorcerers and Lila's right hand man to level Ravana, ready to get revenge on Beelzebub wherever he stand. Where you at, bro? What's up?
You came right in the nick of time, brother.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Wow, man! I just sent you the link for that, but you had already had it up. That's insane.
Yeah, it's on your Kickstarter, so I was like, hey, let's just play it straight from the Kickstarter.
Oh, that's the King Marino video.
Uh-huh.
I just sent you the link for the Bushi Kawaso video. Do you mind playing that one so
sure.
everybody can see it?
As I do this, you can talk away. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. Before I cut out again, motherfuckers, what's up? So, if you haven't had a chance yet, guys, we do encourage you to back the Bushi and Kawaso, Valac, the Sorcerer's Revenge Kickstarter. It's 2 books in one. Over 30 pages, ad-free pages, guys. You're not going to get that anywhere else. I can't even get a 16-pager without ads. Just saying, guys. You know what I mean? So come check it out. You're going to love the book. I think what I was saying is right before we hopped off there is how amazing these different cover artists were.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I sent you a bunch of different images just now, brother. So you will have tons of different images to show off for the cover artist here in just a second, and then we can talk about them.
All right, so let's play off your video here. And let's see what we got over here, because the other one was kicking.
Thank you, brother. That was King Marino, folks. Silent Mayhem Productions, trademarked.
Of course, we got to load people. You know, sometimes you play a video and it just wants to do its own thing.
Go, man. There it is.
Man, these videos do a good job of showcasing you, brother. They do an excellent job of showcasing you. This thing went through all that art and beautifully did it too, and it gave you a good feeling for the book.
Thank you, brother. That's what I was going for. That's what takes so long with these videos, because you got to find the voice of the book.
Definitely.
So I mean, it takes a while to match up a song to a movie that I create myself. I mean, I do all those videos too. So super out of the box for what I thought I'd be doing as an artist.
Isn't it how it is? Don't we
Yeah.
think that we're supposed to be doing certain things as what we are, and then we end up doing other things that we didn't think we were gonna do?
Come on, man. Look at me? Do you think I would be doing a fucking rap video at any point in my career at all?
Oh
Like,
my God.
I'm just saying, like,
I gotta admit though, the rap song was kicking. It told the story. You know, I
oh,
don't mind rap that's actually good.
well, no, I love, actually, I love all rap, man. I just never thought I'd be fucking writing a song for it and then actually making the song, you know what I mean? So,
Okay, that's where we're going. All right.
yeah, that's where we're going. If you like that, man, you should look up Help Hug and Velocicock on YouTube by King Marino and play that one. I promise, if you do that, you are going to be super impressed, my friend. What you got in front of you right now is my Vampirella 25, excuse me, cover for Clan McDonald Comics, the retailer edition. And that is a painted remark that I did.
Whoa.
I did, what was it? Man, it was a ton. I think it was like 30 or 40 in like a weekend.
Wow.
And then I had to sign like 150 more.
Man.
So yeah, it was insane. So that's the that's the singular artist career right there. So that was what I thought I was going to be doing.
Or feel of yours though. If I were to run into this, I'd say, well, this has to be a Mark May. It has that hell feel to it.
Well, dude, I really appreciate that, my man. Like, that's one of the best compliments I've ever got as an artist, especially right now, because I've had bigger publishers tell me I still need to find a style. I still need to find my voice as an artist, not just, I've got it where it counts in the bones, but they want me to find a little bit of the spice to put on the meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as a 36-year-old, as somebody who just turned 36, has been in the industry for 8 years as a professional, I'm going to tell you right now, I got no problem with that statement because I know where I stand as an artist, and I do need to get better. And one of the things about being a publisher this year is I didn't have the time to learn the way I had been progressing before.
Right.
And what I'm really excited about with this new studio that you've already,
the one that I got the sneak preview to.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Seen yourself.
The sneak preview right there. There you go.
But
let me put you a close up there. Look at that. I'm just saying. Man. I'd be inspired if I had all this stuff in my studio.
So, I mean, I wear it on my shirt.
Really nice, bro.
I'm just saying, guys. I surround myself with art, and in this new studio and in this new space, I cannot wait to see the things that I'm going to learn, accomplish as an artist. I'm super excited to get my drawing table in here, man. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, the sky's the limit. Hopefully, we'll see what I can accomplish and who I can't piss off here in the future to be able to get a couple more covers. But one of the things I enjoy more than progressing my actual career is progressing someone else's. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of these guys that are doing this Kickstarter for me for Valac the Sorcerer's Revenge, a lot of them are getting their first chance. I was the first person to actually hire Anvu before she made her debuts with other people. We've been sitting on this work before she debuted with others. And
just like, wow.
We look at this cover right here, and she just did this cover, and it is incredible.
And it has a historical feel to it too.
It does. It does. We didn't go too far off the whim there with Shiro's mask to make you not think that he was not human. When it gets to the point where you'll see the continuation of the story at some point in the future, you're going to understand. And you might love this comic book, especially the way the characters are going to look when they end up in hell. So there's so much more to come, guys. I mean, we could literally do 200 issues of Hellbringers.
Ooh.
I'm just going to tell you now, if I got to individually name every single chapter instead of putting 1 through 100 or 1 through 200, I don't know, man. I might blow my brains out on this one because it's going to take a long time.
Well, you know, I don't think people like understand, like, when we write a story, what we're looking at, and the stuff we use, the stuff we don't use, because a lot of the stuff we have never shows up on paper.
That's man, that's true. So, you know, it's awesome that you bring that up. I've got 7 notebooks.
Yep,
7 notebooks of information, of handwritten information that has not been processed into text. And it's crazy because what you do for a book, and this is what I do for a book, and I can't wait to share this information with you because this might be the only piece of good advice that I have for you tonight. I like to give my characters a voice by casting them as an actor or an actress in current movies or television shows. And if you do that as a beginner writer, you will also have an easier time of giving a voice to any character that you create. And the reason being is because you'd think more about what would they say as opposed to what you have in your head of what will I say. You understand what I'm saying? So you're not going to see, you know, some character who's an innocent walk by and be like me and say, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like, you've got to give that character a voice of their own, right? So in order to do that, you can cast them as somebody else. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's little things that, you know, people do, or, you know, you can think of, and it'll help you in the long run. Another one that I like to do is map a universe. So if you're gonna actually create a story in a bigger universe than what you're doing for a single issue, go ahead and create the universe first before you do the single issues. Because if you do it like that, and if you do it like exactly like how you think you're going to do it in real life, then it'll make it so much easier in the long run to pick the story that you're doing next, to be able to progress your universe overall instead of being stuck in the same place for as long as you're going to be stuck in it for.
You know what I mean? I completely understand where you're coming from, and a lot of one of the things that I get asked with my show, The Written Writ, is, you know, why do I need to do this? And I'm like, well, sometimes you're going to get stuck with your story, and if you have your universe mapped out already, then you can pull from that to make your character story even better. You know, it's as simple as that.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. And I wanted to show you this real quick.
All right, hold on, I'll put you up. There you go. Ooh.
So nice. That's the first deck of the Hellbringers cards. That's Sanju Evan June on the cover.
Right.
And then it's Nii Rafino on set 2.
Nice.
And then Mog Park on set 3.
Ooh.
And that's Sinister Pele is the character. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? She makes a cameo appearance in Valac, the Sorcerer's Revenge. Why do I bring that up? Why do I bring that up, ladies and gentlemen? I haven't told anybody this until right now. I'm going to do it on your show, sir.
You hear that there? We're going to go on the show and say some stuff. So say it.
That's the main bad guy for set 3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Heard it here, people.
So
not something to look forward to.
I'm just saying, you might want to pick this one up because it's the first cameo appearance of you-know-who. I'm just saying, folks. And
I just love that stuff. Yeah.
That character, the Hawaiian Phil, the first person that, I wanted to get in
Right.
was Mog. That character was out about a year before we started doing the Sacred Heart.
Well, see, there you go.
And I'm just saying, folks, you need to get in on it. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask
Especially
you,
if we get another one of these going.
I'm looking at your art, and I can feel the history vibes to it, but a lot of I feel like some D&D vibes in here.
Mm-hmm.
Any D&D influences or background there?
So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I love like the art of D&D. Like I see it on the shelves nowadays.
Yeah.
For like the past couple years, I've seen it, and I grew up. Excuse me. I grew up in Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
so we never had like access to D&D books and stuff like that.
Right.
And a lot of people say Hellbringers is my own Dungeons and Dragons sandbox. I've heard somebody compare it to that. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, I've read about it, and I was like, maybe it is. Like, and I never knew it. You know what I mean?
Dude, man, the more you tell me about this, the more it feels like a setting that I would like to play in.
Well, we actually had video game talks already, and that was fun. But as far as the video game, it would cost so much money, my man.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times. And we're geeks, and we'd love to do combination of things. Of we want to put this in a video game, but you're gonna have to wait until we make the money.
yeah. I think I got like maybe 19 more Kickstarters in me before I have to do a video game, dude. And that's hopefully if we ever make money doing it, you know what I mean? So I gotta get that first. So
well, you hear people, the more you support the books, the more chance we get the video game. So start supporting.
Well, that's actually true. And I've already got the guy that knows how to make it, because here's the thing: is we can do it as a mobile app. And what I want to do is I want to design it to where we could play the card game on the mobile app.
There are so many games like that right now that it would be just lovely to do that. Yeah,
it would be. I mean, it would be great. And I mean, we got the card game, we got the rules. I'm the one that made it up. It's been, copyrighted. So, I mean, if I could just get the money, but one of these days.
You hear it, people. Keep supporting. Keep making the dream come true. Come on, people. It's only a couple bucks, but to you, but to us as the creators, it's a lot of money.
Here's the thing. I've been really lucky, my man. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, especially this year.
Right.
I worked my ass off for a long time. I'm not one of the artists that can easily get their feelings hurt, because the truth is I used to post my art on Reddit when I first started back in 2015.
Right.
And people would just rip me to fucking shreds, dude. Tell me how bad it was, but it progressed me faster, made me want to learn quicker. Putting yourself under that stress, pressure, I feel can sometimes create a better product at the end. It's almost like a piece of coal turning into a diamond.
Right.
So, like, I always tell my artists when they first start working for me, I send them a meme of Martin Cove from Cobra Kai saying "No mercy," and you know what? And the reason we do that is because you have a job, you have a deadline. Most people who work for me get paid. You know what I mean? And if they don't, they're getting comps, right?
Right.
So the normal deal. Like, and I'm really, really amazing about getting that out, And the reason I am is because I'm an artist myself. I'd like to be treated that way. You know what I mean?
So, because that's the whole thing. That, treat others the way you would want to be treated,
Dude, I've worked for one publisher, and I'm telling you, one so far, that I would never fucking work for again. But it's only been one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and here's the thing, like, the rest of them have been great, and I would never badmouth any of them.
Right.
But then, there's that one, we're just like, if anybody ever asks, I'll be like, go fucking work for them. You know what I mean? But like I said, other than that, everybody else has been great. And I want to be, a publisher that people turn to and they're like, he might not be the richest guy and he's obviously not making tons of money at all on his
Right.
Kickstarters, but for some reason he keeps going. Like, is he insane or does he have heart? And the truth is it might be a little bit of both.
He has an insane heart. There you go.
There you go. But I mean, I've had huge names work for us. I've had people that most people have never heard of work for us.
Mm.
And the reason we do that is because I want to give people a chance. And I treat everybody the same, no matter if you're the biggest artist in the world or if you're not. That's the big thing with me. Yeah, that is pretty. I mean, speaking of which, there you go, Steph.
Yep. Well,
not a lot of people had heard
you
us.
have to be consistent with people. You have consistency. People will, they'll see you and go, okay, he's consistent. Whether they're this or that, he's going to treat us well,
So Stephen Palava, who we were talking about earlier, who had showed the cover with all the green stuff in it.
Oh, hold on. I'll
that one right there. Steve, yeah, there he is.
That is
this
beautiful,
is well, let's talk about Steve for a second.
That is beautiful.
Steve had kind of stepped out the game for just a little bit, and I was like, yo, Steve, get the fuck back over here. You know what I mean? Like
where do you think you're going?
Where do you think you're going, Steve? No. And so this is, if I ever do anything in my career, and I mean this, like if I ever do anything, I hope this moment right here is what I did. And that's give back to the man that put me in my first convention back in Colorado Springs in 2015 and give this man a chance to show everybody what he can do, because this cover right here is the best work he's ever done in his entire life. And not only that, but he colored it. It's not like his other covers that have been colored by Russ, who's done a fantastic job on them. And all the other covers that we've done. Yeah. Russ is like the MVP of Hellbringers. We all know this. But Steve colored this himself and killed it. Like, he murdered it. It's one of the best covers on the campaign.
Right.
And dude, I don't know, like, if he's going to be able to top this, because it might be the best thing he's done or is going to do in his career, because it's so damn cool. And here's the thing is, it's not that I owed Steve. I mean, we were probably square at that point. You know what I mean? But it's the fact that he's such a good guy. It's the fact that his art is growing and expanding all the time and has been missed, and he didn't get the chance, and he thought maybe he was out of the game. And I'm like, dude, nobody's ever out of the game until you take yourself out of the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you never know when somebody's going to come calling. And man, let me tell you how weird I am. I call at some weird hours. Like, yo, you draw this? I'm like, yeah. Like, cool. I'm going to use this.
So a good call again.
Let's talk about pinups for a second. Connie Joe Litz and Dennis Zraud make their pinup appearances, debuts in comics in this, and they do a great job. And man, Jade Gibson does one too. She's going to be in there for a pinup. These people kill it. I mean, they absolutely have killed it.
Yes, definitely.
And
dude,
I'm proud of it.
To make a glow in the dark cover, this is it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was looking at. I'm like, damn, man, if he went glow in the dark with this, or even foil with this one, woo.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, here's the thing: is we will be doing foil with this one. You actually have a metal option too, and you're talking about Both options, brother, would be great.
Right.
And this is the only cover that I would tell you not to get a gold in. And I'm just being honest.
Yeah, makes total
So
sense.
gold is the one that costs way more money, guys. But it's going to be way more limited. And I would tell you to get them in other ones because trust me, we need it. But here's the thing. On this cover, look at the colors, man.
Yeah, look at the beautiful colors.
Like, I mean, you know what this is going to look like in chrome. It's going to blow
my God,
your mind. Also, Steve, being the consummate professional that he is, left room at the top of the cover for the Valac trade logo.
Nice.
So it will shine green on the black part of the chrome. It's going to be beautiful, dude. It's going to be so cool.
Man. Wow. So you can actually do that if you want in the Kickstarter.
That's my people. That's my blinds, y'all.
Like, no, not on camera.
Yeah, she's like, don't put me on cam. I love doing that. So
you actually have the option to do that when you support the Kickstarter.
Yeah, you have the option to make it metal. You have the option to make it chrome. You have the option to make it virgin. You have the option to make it gold. Guys, if you get the gold covers, we just added it. I'm telling you right now, it is the best decision you will make on a indie book that is super limited already.
Yeah.
It could be one of the only ones in the world. And in 20 years, if we do blow up, I mean, excuse me, if we blow up farther past what we've already blown up, I mean,
exactly.
Hellbringers is kind of big. I don't know how we're big, but I mean, we made the front page of Kickstarter yesterday as their top project. Not just comics, folks. Every single project. I don't know how we did it, but we did it, dude. Yeah, I was so surprised. And when they got the email talking about how they were going to add us, talking about everything it said, like we only do this with the best creative projects. It's like, man, that's huge.
Fantastic. Yeah,
that's huge, man.
Dude, this cover right here, wow.
All right, this is Nei Rufino's cover for Albuquerque Comic-Con coming up January 13th through the 16th. We're going to be rocking it out. Dude, I'm also going to be making my acting debut at the show for a Christmas movie with Dean Cain, former Superman, folks. Ooh. So I'm going to be in the same movie, dropping a line. I can't wait.
I like Dean Cain. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Good guy for show. So anyways, Nei's cover right here is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And not only that, man, but it's, in my opinion, and I mean this, and you guys know me, I don't just say this stuff. This is top 2 best cover ever for Hellbringers. The only place you're going to be able to get it is in New Mexico at the show at Albuquerque Comic-Con. Jim Burleson show.
Just pops.
And I mean, you know, a lot of our covers look a lot alike. Like, and that's my doing, dude, because I'm the guy picking what they look like, right? So when I tell the artist what I like, what I want, and it all looks the same, guess what? I'm not looking at it from a small perspective of, you know, this is going to be a 1 through 5, and this is all the covers are going to look like. I'm thinking like, this is a 1 through 1,000, y'all. This is a phase. You know what I mean?
Right, I get you.
So when this cover hit and she showed it to me, I blew like the top off, bro. Like, it's the coolest shit ever. I love it, and she's great too. She's one of my favorite all-time like artists ever. Always has been.
So and you're saying it's a con exclusive, but if you're supporting the Kickstarter, can you get it?
No, you cannot, my friend. So you have got to be
out there, get this from the con.
You have got to come to Jim Burleson's show, Albuquerque Comic-Con, to get this. And that's what I'm saying. This is gonna be, and hey, you guys don't even understand. I don't even get one. I don't get one of these. Jim owns all of these, my man. Ooh. So they will be selling at my booth though. And you can have me and Nei sign it at the show. It doesn't get any bigger than that. This is going to be one of the most limited Hellbringers covers ever, because there's only 100 of them.
Ooh, too. That was, some people are gonna be like, I want that thing now.
I know, brother. So, all right, my man, I got 5 minutes left with you.
All right, so you got 5 minutes left. Give us your spiel. Tell them what to find you. Go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mark May, the creator of Hellbringers. If you have not checked out Hellbringers yet, we have Jingar and Shred, Hellpug and Velocicock. We have Hellbringers, the Ties That Bind Us, Hellbringers, Dawn of the Devil, Hellbringers, the Sacred Heart. We also have the incredible Valac, the Sorcerer's Revenge out right now on Kickstarter, along with Bushi Kawaso. A 30-page, over 30 pages, no ads. Doesn't get any bigger. If you haven't backed it on Kickstarter now, you're definitely going to want to check out our cover options by John J. Murakami. This cover right here is a double-sided virgin cover that has almost 140 characters of the Hellbringers universe on it. That's insane, folks. Also,
wow.
The first continuity cover of a lot of the characters into the comic universe. Just saying. There's Steph Wilson. This is Mog Park and Ibrahim Adine, folks. This cover right here is about as good as it gets. That's Dennis Rout's pinup that'll be in there.
Ooh, beautiful. And of course,
yeah, he's making his published debut. There's Steve.
Mm.
Valac, the Sorcerer's Revenge, Bushi, or excuse me, Brett Okamura's Hulk 181, Herb Trimpe. Cover homage.
Classic cover look, yeah.
And here we go, Envu, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, you guys got to support this. It looks fantastic. You know where to find them. I can't say much more. This is just a fantastic piece over here, and you guys really need to go and support it.
Hell yeah, folks. If you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Exactly.
It's going to be awesome, folks.
And with that, we'll leave it up to you guys to go support. And I will say, as my friend coughs up the storm over there.
Woohoo! I'm dying. I'm dying to put out Hellbringers books for y'all.
Exactly. Look at that. How much more passion do you people need? All right, so here we go. This is the end of the show. Support, go, have fun, enjoy the day, get fit.
Trigger nugget.